Preview. Preview.
Hey everybody, this is Perch. I'm always fascinated when I appreciate criticism of this channel. When I say criticism, there's kind of three forms. There's productive criticism. This is somebody saying, hey, you know what, the audio sucks here, and if you did this and that, it would be better. That's helpful. I'll take that and I'll try and use those whatever's being said to actually make a better product for you, the listener, the people I love deep in my heart. That sounds sarcastic. It's not meant to be fully sarcastic. Anyway, that's productive criticism. Or, hey, you're not talking enough about this or that, and I'd like to hear more about that. That's helpful too. And then there's, funny criticism. This is like what Mumbles does. These are people who come in and just, roast the show. And I'd say it's good to keep me humble, but I have such a low self-opinion of myself. It's not necessary. Like I keep myself humble without his help. But it's fun. It's a good distraction to the day, and it's fun to see, and it's helpful. And then there's criticism that is not useful, and it doesn't bother me. I don't sit like awake at night bothered by that criticism, but it's not helpful. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't lead me anywhere. And that's stuff like, Perch's middle of the road wishy-washy takes, for example. You can say what other your names you want on it, but the crazy thing about it is if you listen to this channel and your takeaway is that it's a middle of the road take, you're not listening. I mean, you're missing. You're missing it. It is. I would never call what goes on here as a middle of the road take. It's a very definitive take. I think that's. I'm always mildly confused when somebody posts something like that. It always makes me think. Where is this person's point of view coming from? It's coming from a very strange place. I think that it comes down to this though. We all like different people, like irrationally like different people. I'm not talking about like your siblings or your wife or husband or whatever. I'm talking about like people you idolize. So somebody that I like for no good reason, Nick Cage. I think Nick Cage, I don't know why, the guy is insane. And I think he is, nobody would ever accuse him of making kind of the best movies, Academy Award winner Nick Cage, of making the best movies out there. Absolutely not. However, there's something about Nick Cage that I'm like, you know what? Sign me up for this crazy ride. I don't know what it is, but F it. I truly hope that Marvel gives Nick Cage his due. Like if we're going to move forward with the Robbie version of Ghost Rider, which is fine. If at some point, there's that actor was cast in S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know if anybody at Marvel cares about that anymore now that they officially have, I think in the Hawkeye Disney Plus series, we have our Mockingbird there, right? I think that was part of the reveal that she's Mockingbird, which now, conflicts with what was done on S.H.I.E.L.D. So I don't know if S.H.I.E.L.D. is anywhere remotely in continuity, but if we're moving forward with the Robbie version of Ghost Rider, which is fine, please, can you get Nick Cage in to just be kind of old Johnny Blaze? I mean, come on, just for fun, if you're going to go forward with Johnny Blaze as the Ghost Rider, then you're probably going to want to cast somebody else. But if you're not, and he's going to be a bit character, find a place for Nick Cage in the MCU. Will you do that for me? I would appreciate that. Anyway, this is an irrational liking of a celebrity, liking of an actor. There's no good reason for it. I like him. What can I say? In comics, I like Rick Leonardi. I think he's very talented, so that's an easy one. But just as a person, he's just a good person to talk to. I like him. He's enjoyable to talk to. It's an irrational. I haven't spent long hours with Rick Leonardi. I haven't, he hasn't bought me dinner or anything like that. It's just, I just like him. Something about him, I like him. Nothing really further than that. But we all have people we like. People that, we, for whatever reason, we appreciate what they bring and what they do, and we like them. And I think it's that liking of people that's gotten us into trouble. That's allowed battleground lines to be drawn. So I'll give you an example. I like Chuck Dixon. Why do I like Chuck Dixon? mainly because Chuck Dixon has written good comics. That's why. I couldn't tell. The reason I don't like Chuck Dixon. When I say don't like, I mean I don't mean dislike. I mean it's not the reason I like Chuck Dixon. Gotcha. So a very important point there. It I don't The reason I like Chuck Dixon has nothing to do with whatever he's done on YouTube or the stuff he's done on crowdfunding, or I guess he's shown up on some CG shows, and that is irrelevant to my feelings on Chuck Dixon. I like Chuck Dixon because he's put in some pretty damn good comic runs over the years, many good comic runs, and I respect those comics. I think they're good, solid comics, and that's why I like him. This is hard to do though, because if you today go on Twitter and say, "Man, I really like Chuck Dixon, and especially this comic and this run, and he did this thing over here on Robin that I appreciated, and I really like that Chuck Dixon's comics," you will have people block you immediately. You'll have people call you a bigot for saying that. Now, keep in mind, you haven't said anything about Chuck Dixon's politics, his thoughts, his who he supports in races. When I say races, I mean political races. Jesus, too many stupid caveats already. But you're not doing that. You're just saying like, I like Robin. This Robin comic by Chuck Dixon was a good comic. I enjoyed it, and that is enough to get. For example, I think if you say that out loud, Al Ewing, Dan Slott will block you. Just by saying that. That will get you put on a list. There's people out there, I've talked about it before, who make blockchain lists for people, and they hunt around for that stuff. They search for you saying, "I like Chuck Dixon," and if you say that out loud, bang, you're on a list. That's stupid. I mean, come on, by the way, if this isn't a middle of the road opinion, that's stupid. I don't know how much more definitive I can say. That's not how we should look at people. Because the reality is, and this is going to be hard to break it to people, most people who know Chuck Dixon or Vita Ayala or Tom King, or we can go down the list, George Perez, or anyone, most people have no idea what their politics or their stuff are. They are not on Twitter, and if they are not watching, and they do not care. They flatly don't care. More people have no idea what Chuck Dixon is all about beyond the comics than people who do, by a lot. That's just a fact. And if you want to challenge that, head into your local comic shop, just ask around, just hang out there for a while. People come in and say, "So what do you think about this? Whoever. What do you think about Tom King?" Well, people are like, I didn't like how he promised a wedding in Batman and didn't deliver, and his character seemed sad all the time." That's what you're going to get. What you're not going to get is any of the Jay Lee stuff, or you're not going to get any of that. Most people don't know. Yet, we live in this world right now where people are judged by these extraneous aspects of the person. And yeah, it does go both ways. By the way, if you go on Twitter, same adventure, and you say, "I really like this Vita Ayala. I like Vita." I mean, God help you if you say, "She writes good stuff." Then you're going to get screwed over by two different fronts simultaneously. One group is going to say, "How dare you like Vita? Vita's a horrible person. Look at how Vita is, blah, 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 blah." The other side is going to say, "Vita's pronouns are actually they. You do call her her. You're a bigot." You're just like, I had somebody do this with it wasn't Vita. Maybe it wasn't Danny Lore. Nobody's saying good things about Danny Lore. Oh, sorry, that doesn't sound good. But nobody. But I don't know, somebody whose pronouns are they them, and they went on there and said, I like this person's work. She's great, and immediately found themselves under siege by two groups at the same time. I was like, what is going on? Anyway, that's the crazy world we live in. I went into this with criticism. Here's something I never want. I never want anybody liking this channel or liking what I do because they think I'm, a Democrat like them, or a Republican like them, or a conservative like them, or a liberal like them, or a libertarian like them, or any of those things. I mean, go to a terrible reason to like someone, especially somebody you've never met whose voice just coming out over the speaker to you. How stupid is that? I mean, that it's a dumb reason to go in with someone. Um, to me, it's about the work. Is the work solid? Is it entertaining? Do you like it? Is it doing something for you? That's a reason to follow someone. That's a reason to support them. The work. If the work's good, the end. Now, not quite the end, because obviously people can, go and they can make nuisance of themselves, but you can't. If you're unexposed to those nuisances, you're never gonna know, ever. No matter what name I throw at you, you're never gonna know. So if we have this knee-jerk reaction of saying, "Hey, you know, I thought we're here to talk about comics, so talking about comics, I like this particular comic creator. They write comic stuff I like in the comics." And the reaction is, "Oh yeah, but it's not just about the comics. It's actually you need to be aware of these 18,000 other aspects of their personality. And before you express any liking or hatred of anyone, you're going to have to get deep into their entire personal life and social media history over the last." No, thank you. That is crazy. That is not. It's black pill talk. It's stupid talk. Bluntly stupid. Every now and then I see somebody chime in. I was talking with a friend, and somebody's chiming in with like, "I won't watch Doom Patrol season 1 and 2, but I will watch Doom Patrol season 3 because Fraga's did some storyboards for it." It's like, what? I mean, why? Why are you doing that? If you like somebody's work, great. Follow their work. If you're falling over there because they happen to be in the same club as you, that's just stupid. And by the way, again, this is not a middle of the road position. If I'm using words like "that's idiotic," "that's stupid," "you're stupid," that's pretty much knocks me out of being a middle of the road position. This isn't middle of the road. It's saying like people for their work. And I'll tell you, a lot of things in comics would get so dramatically more healthy if we could cut this crap out. Like Bill Willingham. That Fables is a pretty damn good comic. Oh, you don't like something Bill Willingham said somewhere about Israel? I'm sorry. I don't give a shit about that because it doesn't impact my enjoyment of Fables. Oh, I like this run from Chuck Dixon on Robin. Oh, I'm supposed to stop liking it now because Chuck Dixon went on a YouTube show by somebody else that I don't like talking about things that I. Please, no, that's insanity. No, thank you. Stupid. Just stupid. A valid piece of criticism for me, boring. I totally agree. This channel is often boring. My voice is boring, but that's why you use this to put you to sleep. That's the whole point. No, I'm joking, but for sure. I could definitely make my points with more shouting and screaming and table bumping, but it's hard to do that in a car. There's not a table in here. I could hit the steering wheel, but then I'm going to accidentally hit the horn. That's going to cause a whole zoo of problems that nobody wants to deal with, especially me. All I'm asking is, look, like people for what they do, and if somebody likes something, you don't need to drag in the social resume of that person over the last 18 years. You could just let it be. If the person wants to dig into that themselves, more power to them. But don't inflict that on somebody, for God's sake. Like just let them enjoy comics. That's the whole effing point. Enjoy comics. I don't know. For what it's worth, I always find this behavior bizarre, absolutely bizarre, both on the deep love and deep hatred, because it cuts the other way too. I've met a decent number of people who have said, "I love Chuck Dixon." It's like, oh, what do you like? Did you like his Robin stuff? What did you like of Chuck Dixon? It's like, I didn't know he did those things. It's like, okay, that's weird. So I don't know. I just find that strange. But I guess it all is what we're arguing about. Anyway, who's somebody you absolutely like that the rest of the world has decided is problematic? I like Dave Chappelle, by the way. I'm not afraid to say it. I like Dave Chappelle. And I'll go down the list of turfs or whatever else we want to talk about. My kids have enjoyed J.K. Rowling's books. And that's been good father-daughter bonding moments reading those books to them. They enjoy it. I don't know what else to tell you. Oh, you don't like an interview she gave once upon a time? I don't know. Now, on the other hand, if we're talking about current events, I don't like Adele. That's like shoving a steel spike into my head. And apparently she's also transphobic. You know what? Who can keep up with that stuff? people who have nothing better to do. Anyway, thanks for listening.